grabbing the zombie's head and ripping it off, asking if it really thought he was that weak. The big zombie came at him from behind, so the boy threw the head into its mouth, telling it to eat. That he grabbed a fire extinguisher nearby and hurled it at the creature's face, causing it to stagger backward. Taking advantage of the confusion, the boy passed by, retrieved his axe, and snatched the key. Knowing he couldn't kill the monster, he ran toward the elevator, desperately hoping the zombies wouldn't get close. Clearly, a few were already approaching. He noticed strange green veins on his face and wondered if that medicine had some side effects. The zombie needed ENT to react, but he quickly noticed it was wearing a police uniform and had a gun in its waist. The problem was that his body felt weak now, and more zombies were jumping at him from behind. He grabbed his beaten-up shield and managed to defend himself, but unfortunately, he'd have to leave the gun for later. As he threw himself into the elevator, the creature's approach. Finally, the door closed. He was exhausted. He hadn't had a moment to rest. The system informed him that now in the presidential area, he could use the card to enter a room without any zombies. However, the boy was struggling with a cursed poison spreading through his body. He said he couldn't resist much longer. He finally entered the suite, saw a refrigerator, dropped his axe, and started dragging himself toward it. When he opened it, at least there was a ton of water. He began drinking, and the strange curse seemed to disappear. It looked like water was even more valuable in this world than he thought, and having so much of it in that room, he basically had a treasure outside. Everyone was being eaten by the creatures, while our boy was enjoying the good life. But man, this zombie play had way too many creatures, and people outside were screaming not to let them in, while our boy was belching on the couch. After drinking a Coke, another guy with blue hair was with his group hammering away at some zombies. His name was Genha Hao, and he was suffering, while the protagonist feasted on the roof. A katana-wielding ones killed 3 people who did seem to be zombies. He thanked them for gathering supplies and said they were true heroes, while our boy just burped on the sofa. W ran, said it was time to head to the police station to get some weapons. Sometime later, KN finally fell. The city was completely overrun. In another location, Jangha was monitoring the system, wanted to save more people and establish a survivor camp there, but the people with him were just praying to survive the night. A girl under a table told them not to be afraid. Back to our boy, he decided it was time to check out his loot. With an inventory that felt like something out of Minecraft. He had collected some fabrics, production items, and weapons. He realized he had gotten a lot of stuff, but would have to discard some of it to carry more water. He had also found a car key, and the system informed him that there were important items in the parking lot. The boy noticed there was some kind of global chat and wondered how the other players were doing. Some people were talking about dying of thirst, others about searching for a hospital, and of course, some were trying to negotiate items. He saw a message from Genha, who was trying to organize a base with his friends, and he was impressed. However, he didn't want anyone to find out about his ability as hints, so he decided to continue traveling alone. At that moment, he noticed that a lot of people seemed to be selling sausages and water. It seemed that with the system, you could also trade items, which was perfect for him, since he needed to get rid of a lot of stuff. He noticed that a guy named Wu was selling sausages and water in exchange for a bunch of energy cores. He thought it was a good idea, but he knew that in an apocalypse, the value of water and food would only increase. So instead of selling food, he sold weapons and got more water and food. That's when a guy named Xiao Xu announced the map of the city campus. Getyu had to join a private chat, and he accepted. Strangely, he saw an image of a sad and worn-out girl. The boy asked for the price, and she said she wanted water and a little food. He knew that with the map, it would be easy to figure out where the supplies were and which areas were dangerous, but he didn't want to let her know how much he valued it, so he made a low offer of half a bottle of water and some leftover food he had eaten, and asked if she wanted it. His plan was to gradually raise the offer, but she accepted. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe for more.